What do we notice right off the bat when looking at this problem? Is there something that we can simplify? Why, yes. So actually, I don't like this expression. How come? There are too many x's here, and we can simplify this such that there's only one x instead of two of these. Here's how to do it. So x plus 2 over x. I can split this up. I can split it up as x over x plus 2 over x. Now, anything divided by itself is how much? One. Okay, so this is equal to this. And you'll notice that this is simpler than this because there's just one x. All right, so let's go ahead and write this down. I'm going to say f of x equals this, which equals this. And by the way, whatever I write on this sheet of paper, you don't have to write down. I'm just including it to elaborate on certain steps. Okay. And what is the problem asking for? It's asking for the derivative of the inverse. Do we need to use the formula for derivative of inverse functions? Actually, we don't. So f of x is equal to this. If we can find the inverse of this and then take the derivative, we're done. That solves the problem. Okay. So how do we find f inverse of x? Okay, so f of x is equal to 1 plus 2 over x. I just copied this. F of x is the same thing as y. Now, if I wanted to find the inverse, what do I need to do with x and y here? I need to swap them. Okay. And then, what do I need to do? I need to get y by itself. But before I can get y by itself, what do I need to get by itself? This. So to get this by itself, what do I need to do to both sides of the equation? Subtract 1. Okay. Now how do I get y by itself? Take the reciprocal of both sides of this equation. So 1 over x minus 1 is equal to y over 2. Okay, I'll elaborate a little bit on this. So you can think of this as a fraction, x minus 1 divided by 1. Basically, right, because anything divided by 1 is still itself. Now, basically what I did here was I flipped these two fractions. I flipped them. That's what we call taking the reciprocal of both sides of the equation. Okay, let's keep our eyes on the ball. We still want to get y by itself, so what should I do to both sides of the equation? Multiply by 2. Okay, so that means f inverse of x equals 2 over x minus 1. Let's go ahead and write that down here. So f inverse of x is equal to 2 over x minus 1. What do we need to do next? We need to take the derivative of this. Okay, and how do we do that? Is there a particular rule that we should use? We should use quotient rule because we see something divided by something. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I'll give you a second to pause the video to do this. And if you need a refresher on quotient rule, I have a few videos on it. Okay, so pause the video, give it a go. Okay, what did you get? All right, so we're taking the derivative of f inverse. So how does the song go again? Low d high minus high d low over low times low. Yeah, so low times the derivative, so d dx of high minus high d low over low times low. Low times low, so x minus 1 times x minus 1, that's the same thing as x minus 1 squared. Okay, let's sing the song again, just to make sure it gets stuck in your head. Low d high minus high d low over low times low. Okay, what's the derivative of 2? 0, and x minus 1 times 0 is how much? 0. All right. And what is the derivative of x minus 1? It's just 1. Okay, and then 2 times 1 is how much? 2. So what's the final answer going to be? Negative 2 over x minus 1 squared. Okay, but can we sing the song again? Low d high minus high d low over low times low. You're not going to forget it, I'm pretty sure.